The biggest decision that has to be made in college football right now, by far to me, is when the portal window. When is the portal window, and is there one or two? Are there one or two portal windows? That's what Kirby Smart said at the spring meetings in Florida for the SEC. He certainly had an agenda talking about this. And I think, this is something that's got to get settled sooner than later. He goes on to say this. He goes, that's not something that's being decided by us today. A lot of people don't even know how it's going to how it's getting decided, who's deciding it. But I think you need to think for a second. There's a strong contingent. We had an American Football Coaches Association meeting. We had a meeting in which we unanimously decided that there really needed to be one portal window. Whatever it is what it is, and it needs to happen sometime in January. So that's what Kirby said. Let me read it, the final part. He said there was an outcry. There are schools or different conferences that feel like it should not fall during the playing season. He said, I would love that. I would love to be able to play the season without it. Is basketball able to do that, or do they deal with the portal during their championship? And he says, I'm asking. They deal with it right on top of championship season. That's the problem in basketball. And if you were to have it in January, you would be in the midst of championship season of football.
The national championship goes, past MLK in the near future here. That's more than halfway through January. I mean, that's the problem. That's our issue right now. And with the calendar is the major obstacle right now in college football, because people say, well, it's NIL. I mean, NIL happens all the time. All these players are now going to get paid starting July 1st. It's the challenge right now is we don't know who's going into portals when. There are multiple chances to go in the portal in a season. You also have recruiting. I mean, it's just too much turnover. It's too much turnover. And I think that if you're Kirby and you're essentially the loudest voice in the sport, I mean, I think that Ryan Day is a good example of that. Maybe Dabo, although I don't know how many people take him as seriously as they would take Kirby. If it happens in January, you're talking about the portal being essentially open and closed for, say, a 7 to 15 day period when the national championship would be being played. So regular season ends. You're going to have on the first weekend of December, you're going to have championships, okay, and then 2 weeks after that, on the 20th, 19th, and 20th, you're going to have the first round of playoffs. So the playoff season has begun a couple days before Christmas. Then you got Christmas. Then you got the quarterfinals on the 1st. All right? At what stage is the right stage to do it? Because if guys are going to transfer, they're going to want to transfer. If they're transferring in January, they're going to want to transfer at the beginning of January so that they can start the spring semester at their institution. Almost everyone in athletics, in college is on, almost everyone is on semesters. Everyone is not. So there are some places that still have quarters. So that would be a little bit of a challenge. But at the same time, then you're going into the semifinal situation around the 10th. This becomes problematic. Where would the window go? Because you get too far past the 10th. And guys can't enroll. I mean, this is still an academic situation, or at least we're going to act like it is. So there's that. But, so you really are basically saying, it sounds to me at least, that the portal could or should open like on the 27th of December and close on like the 7th or 10th of January. And that way, pretty much everybody will be able to go in and get into classes. Now, there could be waivers at each institution where guys can come in on the 30th or something like that. But right now, we don't have the answers to any of these. I'm just throwing stuff off the top of my head. It's not. It is a real problem, because what's happening is you're setting your roster essentially 3 times over a 4-month period. and it's senseless. I mean, you're talking about signing day is already on. Let's call it it's not always this way, but let's just say it's the week after championship. Okay, so that's middle of December, and you got Christmas and the first round games. And then you got New Year's and the quarterfinals. Then you got school starting and the semifinals about the 8th, 9th, 10th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. There's got to be movement in that period of time. I mean, guys know they're not going to stick around who are transferring by that first weekend of December. I mean, very few guys are going to they're on the fence or whatever. I mean, if you know you're going to transfer, you probably know you're going to transfer in November or October. You may know it in August or July. Like, this is not the place for me. I shouldn't come here, or not that this isn't the place for me, but kind of I need another opportunity. So we've got to get the calendar right. We've got to get the calendar right. We've got a 3-for-1 offer, really 4-for-1 in a way. You sign up for 1 month of Dawg Post right now. You're going to get 2 other months for free, and you're going to get our 2025 preview. The link is down below. That's a $60 value for $15. A lot of people are taking advantage of this. Gunnar Stockton's on the cover. This gets delivered to you immediately when you sign up. Later this month, I'm not going to need any more information. It'll be sent to your billing address. Sign up today. $60 value for $15. Take advantage right now. 3 months, price of one, and the magazines. Great deal. So at some stage, there's got to be, I wouldn't say reality. The reality we're living in right now is not going to work as we move forward. It's not cool. There's too much turnover consistently. There really should be one time. I've said to do it after spring in April. I don't care. The folks inside of football would know better than I would. If you're going to do it in January, that does mean that, from rivalry weekend until pretty much January 1st, that 5-ish weeks period, that's going to be chaos, because you're going to have rivalry weekend. Well, it's probably 6 weeks. Rivalry weekend, championship weekend, signing day. You'll have the portal in that period. You'll have Christmas. You'll have January 1st bowl games, and then you'll have right after that transfer portal closing. So you're talking about a 6 to 7 week period that would much more mimic what it was like at the conclusion of championship season years gone by, when signing day was in February. I do not get the impression that we're anywhere close to having signing day in February. It just doesn't seem like that's going to, in other words, what I'm saying is there is still a signing period, but getting rid of the quote early signing period, it's not happening. So when Kirby, too many people are signed, you're getting your whole class in December. That's why, and we need some guardrails in college football right now. I mean, there's too much unknowing of what's going on out there. That's the real problem right now with college football. Is we've said, hey, we've got some change coming, and the change has come, and now we don't have guardrails. We've had too much of a wild west market-based economy going on here. It's too nuts. So we need rules, and we're getting that with NIL. We need some things that are in place need to be fine-tuned or replaced, and that's going to happen with the portal. We've got to make some decisions on the college football playoff. That will lead to decisions with the 8 or 9 game in the SEC and the ACC. There's just so many variables that are unknown right now. I don't think there's a lot of unknown unknowns right now. I think there's a lot of known unknowns that could be solved quickly. But the various, I was going to say rights holders, that is certainly one aspect of this, but it's really the gatekeepers of the sport, whether you're talking about the presidents of the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, and Big 12, the rights holders for those, so that would be News Corporation as well as Disney. Everybody kind of needs to get to a point where, okay, this is what we're going to do. But we've not done that yet because everybody's been waiting for this House settlement to happen, and now it's happened. And I do think it's time to nail down everything, including the playoff expansion or non-expansion. It's going to expand because it's more games, which is more revenue. So those are all things. If we're going to go to 16, let's go ahead and go. But nobody wants to pull the trigger first. But this portal decision, I mean, it's something Kirby called the biggest decision that has to be made in college football right now. Do you agree with him? Yes or no? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.